Hi, I'm Mary Logston, and here I am at your library. It's September at your library, and we are really gearing up for an active school year. We're very excited to be able to return to a full complement of programs this fall, and we hope that you will stick around and find out about some of the new services as well as collections that are available for you now at your library. Well, today I'm really pleased to have with me one of our longtime reference librarians here at Ames Public Library, Mike Quinn. How are you, Mike?
Hey, Mary.
I invited you back today because it seems to me it's been about 12 months or so since we've sat together and talked about the library, and that was back last September when we first moved back to 515 Douglas, to this fabulous new renovated space. I thought it was time to kind of check back in with you. Now that we are settled back into the library, I'm just curious from your perspective, how do you think things are going?
Well, I think they're going very well. The public has really been receptive to the new building, and there have been no surprises in the sense that everything has transitioned really excellently. There's been very little, dramatic change from the building that we were in, the temporary building, and we've picked it up right away again in the new building, and services and collections, everything else seems to be going really well.
Well, I know some people do ask me if we've noticed since we reopened back here, if we've been busier than usual, or have we noticed any changes in the patterns of customer use of the building?
I wouldn't say that there have been any big changes in patterns of use, except there's more use, which is good.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. There hasn't been a huge change other than the customers have always been supportive of this library, and they continue to be supportive of this library and use the facilities like the meeting rooms and use our collections and use our services. And we're really pleased with that. We're very fortunate to have such a good public to support us.
Well, there are several new services that we implemented after we opened, because it was not a surprise to realize that we couldn't have every single thing ready for service when we opened last September 14th. But now, as we are in the middle of September, it's really great to kind of reflect on those services and collections that we've been able to implement and make available now that we are back in business. So I know that there are several services that we have now available here on the second floor in the adult services area that we did not have when we opened. And I wonder if you would just mention a couple of them.
Well, we're checking out laptops now. We have 10 laptops for checkout within the building. And so individuals who, forgot to bring their own laptop or would rather not use the public computers can use one of the 10 laptops that we've got and check it out for a 3-hour period.
3 hours. So now with those laptops, they work in a way that is similar to our desktop computer stations, which we have 28 right now of the desktop computer stations. So whether you're using the desktop computers or the laptop, you're right, we have a 3-hour limit per day. Is that correct?
And that's a change because it was 2 hours when we first opened up.
Right.
And we have a lot of public computers now, and luckily we haven't maxed out a huge number of times. So we decided to extend the length of the time someone can use a computer from 2 hours to 3 hours.
That's right.
So that's true with laptops and with public computers also.
And so that's a level of service that we didn't even touch in the past. We never had enough desktop computers and much less laptops available for folks. I'd like people to realize that with the laptops, of course, there's wireless access in the library, and the free Wi-Fi is actually accessible for anyone from their own device as well. So whether they come in with their own laptop or a smartphone or tablet, they can also access our wireless connection.
And they're nice to use too, because if you want to use a study room and there's one open, you can just take the laptop in there and use it,
Right.
and get some privacy and quiet.
That's true. And the study rooms that you just mentioned have been seeing very heavy use. I think that that's pretty much picked up since we opened. That's at least my observation.
Yes, they've been continuously busy. It's slacked off a little bit during the summer, but not badly or anything. But they get a high number of users every day.
We have 2 study rooms on the second floor here.
Actually, we've got 3 study rooms, remember?
We do have 3. I was going to say we have 2 that accommodate up to 6 people.
All right. Well, I cut in on you too
That's
fast.
okay. We have 2 that accommodate 6 people, at least have seating for 6 people and a nice large table. So if you have a group that's, you're having a group meeting or a study session or something, obviously, in the study rooms, there would be room for 6 people seated around the table. And then we have a third room that has just got a small table with 2 to 3 chairs, can fit around that nicely. And in addition to that, we do have study rooms on the first floor, of course, as well.
Right, there are 5 study rooms down there.
And with the study room service, how is it that folks would gain access to them? What's the procedure for that?
You should go upstairs anyway to the adult services desk, and we'll check you in if there's a room available.
Right.
And you get it for a 2-hour period, which can be extended to a 3rd hour unless there are people waiting.
Right, okay. And as with the youth services study rooms, it's just first come, first serve. It's not necessary or possible to make a reservation in advance. But that seems to be working well. I mean, I feel as though we're accommodating a lot of people as they are interested in using our rooms.
And you can tell business picks up with ISU,
Yeah.
gearing up for new semesters. There are a lot of students
Right.
who come in and I think really like to use the rooms.
Yes. Well, speaking about ISU and students, I know that you and I have spoken a bit about some of the new collections we've been able to purchase and feature here in the new space since we opened. And I wonder if you would share a little bit about them.
Well, one of the collections that we have that is new now is the Great Courses series. They're DVDs, and there are all kinds of subjects like Western civilization, economics, politics that you can check out and use them at home. They're like a self-contained class.
Right.
And those have been going out really well. We have a similar series called Modern Scholar, but those are audio tapes, or audio books, I should say, on disc. But Great Courses is totally on DVD, so you watch it while you're studying for any subject you're interested in. And the circulation has been really high.
Yeah, it's really been interesting to see that and very gratifying because we did make an investment in that new collection and we are featuring it near to the adult services desk here on the second floor. So we have a display with all of the Modern Scholar audiobooks on CD as well as the Great Courses DVDs. All near our desk. So if anyone has any questions, they can certainly ask us. And it's just great for lifelong learners. It's super as a supplement to those who are enrolled in university classes. And basically, it's a full university semester-long course taped, either audio or video, so that you can get the lectures firsthand. And many of those do come with some reading material, supplemental material
They do,
as well.
and they check out for 3 weeks.
They
right?
do. We
So-
realized that, yeah, even though they're DVDs, they're not an entertainment video that can be watched in 2 hours. Yep. So they do check out in 3 for 3
Some of them
weeks.
are quite long.
Yeah. So that's just great. So we've been excited about that new collection. Also, now in the new building, we are implementing some new programs as well. And I'm excited because our adult services staff is really, really stepping up the kinds of services that we're providing through library programming. So, for example, what I'm thinking about right now is our Computer Basics series that is not occurring in September, but will resume again in October. Do you want to say a little bit about that?
Well, Max would be much better at describing it. He's the one who's teaching it. He's a really good addition to our department, and he's had a lot of people attend these classes. They're basic computer use, like using a mouse or using websites or how to set up an email account. But he's a very good teacher, and he enjoys doing it.
So I would encourage folks to keep their eye on our events calendar, either on our website or pick up an issue of Page One, or just stop by the Adult Services desk, and we can describe the sequence of classes and help with registration for October, because we do limit it. We have laptops available so folks can not only listen to Max's really excellent instruction, but then work along with him. And they get to the point where they establish email accounts and get some experience using various web browsers. And he, as you said, he's really an excellent teacher. Another program that we're going to be able to offer in October is going to be a 3-week series about how to maximize your use of your iPad or iPhone, and we'll have a guest instructor for that, and that will be an evening on Monday evenings in October. So that's just something for people to be aware of. So we really are trying to offer even more technology training here at the library for folks at all levels and experiences. One of the other things that I think has been pretty exciting in the new building has been our increase of self-service options. We have a number of self-service checkout stations on the first floor. All of our checkouts happen on the first floor. We have them by the welcome desk as well as in the youth services area for those folks who are in the building with children and want to kind of keep all of their activity in that space. But we have a kind of an interesting self-service kiosk on the second floor as well. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah, the Department of Transportation has installed kiosks so that people can renew their driver's licenses.
Yeah.
We basically make the space available, and the kiosk is self-serve. There's some restrictions on it, like you have to be at least 18 years old and younger than 70, and if there are any health or eye-related issues, you wouldn't be able to renew through the kiosk. But there have been a lot of people using it, and they really like it. I mean, I renewed my license out at the regular place last spring, and I wish the kiosk would have been here because it would have saved me 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's a nice setup.
It's been really a nice partnership with the Iowa DOT. And a number of people, I believe, have come up and visited the library for the first time because they've come to renew or update their driver's license. So that's really been a nice way to introduce them to the library and to show them that we're here to work with all kinds of partners to provide services. And more often than not, I hear folks say that it's really slick after they've had a successful transaction, and they, like you, they comment how it was nice that they did not have to wait online. So, so that's been really nice. Before we wrap up, I wonder if you'd like to also mention that in September, on the third Wednesday of September, we're going to be resuming our Genealogy Plus series, talking about partners. Who's our partner with that series?
Well, it's being sponsored or co-sponsored with the Story County Genealogical Society. And there will be a program the third Wednesday of the month, I think at 10 to 12, from September through May, I believe. And there'll be a session for the first hour, like, for example, the one coming up, I think it's on the 16th, Wednesday the 16th. There'll be a genealogist talking about source citations and documentation when you're going through your genealogy process, so you can keep track of what you're doing and make sure you've got reliable resources. And then the second hour is more for a study type atmosphere, so that we'll have laptops there for people to use.
Great.
But it's more for a study session.
So that is a really exciting partnership. We had done this last year between January and May, and we're just so delighted with the results and with the steady attendance that we agreed to continue to work with the Story County Genealogical Society. And they have got just an incredible slate of presenters and courses, and actually already have the full year's sessions outlined in this really attractive brochure, which is available here at the library. So I encourage folks who are interested in genealogy to stop by and check it out and come to one, come to all. It's not necessary to register. We will be meeting down in the Farwell T. Brown Auditorium, which has got great capacity. And as you said, we'll have our laptops available for folks to practice what they've been shown during the first hour. So thanks for mentioning that. Well, Mike, I'm excited to celebrate the successful completion of year one fun here at our library, and I look forward to an exciting year ahead with you.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. And now stay tuned for some of our new arrivals at your library. Well, it's so nice to talk with Mike about everything that's happening here at the library. And of course, those were just some highlights and some features of our services, our programs, our collections here at Ames Public Library. Remember that we have a great Facebook page that is frequently updated with information about what's happening at the library, nice articles that we find about books that are being published and different things that are happening outside of our library as well. So please check out the Ames Public Library Facebook page, like us, follow us, and stop by. And if you have any questions, always ask your librarian. Give us a call at 239-5646, select 4 for adult services or reference, or send us an email if you've got any questions. Thanks so much for staying with me today. This is Mary Logsdon at your library.